Incredibly tough last 6 months.
Yeah.
I was in Florida when I started feeling really run down. I thought I had some COVID, which, I had before. I was vaccinated twice and had a run of COVID without symptoms, but I was beginning to think that I was having shortness of breath and, everything else. I went and got tested for COVID. I didn't have it, but I had a viral pneumonia. My lungs were inflamed, and as the next couple of days went on, when I got home, it got increasingly worse. And my wife saw some blood and stuff that I was coughing up, and went and got checked. And it was coming from the viral pneumonia, but I had fluid in my lungs. I had some fluid around my heart, so they followed up on it, did an EKG and echo and everything. And basically, the way your heart pumps out, 55 to 60% of your ejection fracture is a good number. I was at 30, and I got a quick text message saying, "Don't take time, pack a bag real quick, head to the emergency room. I'll fill you in on the way."
Now, who sent you the text message?
From one of my doctors.
Okay.
That was just kind of following this medical stuff up the line of didn't like the way my lungs were inflamed, even though I had pneumonia, was kind of something more going on here. So by the time I got to the emergency room, my ejection fracture had gone down to 22, which, I was in heart failure.
Wow.
Bad. By the next morning, as they figured that out that evening, by the next morning, as they were sending me in to get an MRI done and about to go in for a heart cath, my ejection fracture was down to 12. When they got inside, I basically had a 99% blockage in my left anterior descending artery, which is what they call the widowmaker. My heart had started to create a secondary pathway, but that was clogged as well. So I was basically, moments away. If I'd have thrown a clot or of any type or had any kind of thickening, I was gone. And that's the kind of thing that's sudden and instantaneous, and you don't know. Through WWE's wellness program, we had some of the best cardiologists in the world. I never had high blood pressure. I was checked all the time. Never had high blood pressure, never had high cholesterol. Nothing serious, never once had been talked about medication or anything else. It just came out of nowhere.
What does the future hold for Triple H right now? That's what people want to know.
Yeah. Well, for me, as far as in-ring, which I get a lot, I'm done.
You'll never fight.
I won't, no, I would never wrestle again. First of all, I have a defibrillator in my chest.